YouTube, this is Aisha and happy Independence Day. This is August 6th and this is VEDA Day 6. I am doing my most anticipated books for the rest of the year. I was going to do it in July, but I'm actually just going to do from August to December. And there are a few titles. I'm doing this in two parts. There's a few titles in each, and then there are a few that I don't have physically that I'm waiting for. So I'm going to do young adult, and I have a lot of the young adult books that I am anticipating for the fall, so I'm going to share those with you now. The first one is Portraits of Selena by Sue Whiting. I got this after BEA, and I'm excited to read this. This one is a haunting story. This young girl moves into a house, and there are things about a girl that's missing that are there, so she starts to use the things, and now the ghost is appearing. It sounds good. I'm looking for a good haunting. I'm going to read this before October, but it's coming out in October. Not excited. I'll put all the dates in the blog post, which I'm going to leave down below. The next one I'm excited for, this comes out October 1st, and this is Becoming Darkness. I also received this after BEA, and this is by Lindsay Francis Brambles, and this is like every human after World War II, every human has been infected with a disease that makes them like vampires, and I can't wait to read it. And it's Becoming Darkness. This sounds so good. I read the first chapter when I got it, but I haven't picked it up since because I was trying to save it for October. It's not going to make it to October. I'm going to read this in September, and I can't wait. It's huge, but it's broken up into parts, and I'm dying for it. So yeah, and my video review and regular review will be up on October 1st. I can't wait for this. The next one I have is Robin Epstein's Here, and this one comes out December 2015 from Soho Teen. This is about a girl who has ESP, and she doesn't know she has it. Some gifts should never be open is the tagline. You can't see because it's really white and the white balance is off. Her uncle lets her know that she has ESP, and now her world has been altered, and she's trying to figure out how she doesn't know that she has it. And this looks really good. It's short, and this comes out in December, and I'm excited to read this. The next one I've already read, and I'm so pumped. I've talked about the fact that I have keratoconus and I am slowly going blind. And this book is about a young girl who used to have a sight and went blind. And that is Not If I See You First by Eric Lindstrom. I bawled reading this book. I did like ugly cry reading this book. I was excited about this book. I was intrigued by this book. I loved this book. I've already written my review, video vlogged my review for this. This comes out in December of 2015 from Novel, Little Brown Teen. This book is so emotional. I'm definitely getting the hardcover of this. I loved this book, and I think everyone should read it. This one is a young adult where she is, like I said, a young girl who went from being sighted to blind, and just how her world has changed. And as she's grown from a young girl with no sight to a teenager, now she's got to navigate high school and first crushes and first loves and friendships and the changes that are coming when you graduate high school and move on. She's navigating these all without her parents. Her mom died in a tragic accident. Her dad also is gone. And you learn that in the first chapter of the book, and I think it's on the back. And it's just an amazing story about friendship. It's not really a story about love, of first love or on any of that. It's really about friendship. It's really about realizing that being blind is not just a physical thing. You can sometimes be emotionally blind, and mentally blind to things. She has a set of rules, and if you don't follow her rules, then you're out of her life forever. And I loved this book. I can't even begin to tell you how much this book really hit me in the heart. 5 freaking stars. I really am waiting for a full physical copy of this. I got this at Book Expo America, so I've already pre-ordered the physical copy. I'm really excited about this book, and I think everyone should read it. So, Not If I See You First by Eric Lindstrom, which is amazing because this is his debut novel. And just, I Crawl Through It by A.S. King. This comes out in September, and this is coming from Little Brown. I've never actually read an A.S. King novel, but this one sounds amazing. This one is about 4 young kids who are on the verge of like losing it. They're very accomplished students, and yet they have to face tragedy, and they don't quite know how to do so. And how do you deal with it? Do you split it off into something you deal with later, or do you deal with it now? It sounds really good, and everyone loves A.S. King, especially here on BookTube, and I've never read anything by her, but this sounds amazing, and I want to read it. And I think I got this autographed. Yes, I got this autographed at Book Expo America. So this is one of my highly anticipated reads. This comes out in September, so I'm actually going to read it this month in August, just so that I am prepped. This one is called What We Saw, and this one is by Aaron Hartlitzer. This one is trying to unravel a story. Basically, something like everyone goes to this party, a young girl is raped, and it's how everyone in the party saw different pieces of it that creates the story. I'm kind of trying not to read anything more about the synopsis other than that. And this one comes out in September as well. I saw a brief snippet of it in the BEA Daily, and I was like, I must have it. I need to get it. I don't know if this is his first book or not. Like I said, I'm trying not to read anything on the back or the synopsis. But it's basically about what happened at this party, being told from everyone else's perspective but the girl who was actually raped. So it's what everyone saw that makes the story come together. And I just want to read it. I want to know. I want to see how it's handled. And this is by a guy, Aaron Hartzler, sorry. And I'm going to say this now. If he does not handle the topic properly, I am not afraid to rip him apart. I will shred this book if I need to. Rape is not a topic that I think should be fucked around with. And if you're not going to do a good job, then you don't need to touch it. So I'm going to say it up front. As someone who works with rape survivors, as someone who knows survivors, that if this is not done well, I will shred this book on YouTube and in my review. So he better have done a good job. That's all I'm going to say up front. So best believe if it's not a job that's done well, I'm not going to sit here and pretend it is. So and if you've seen my review of Amanda Grace's bullshit book, then you know that I'm not afraid to tear a book apart. So moving on. The next book I'm extremely excited for, and this is by Natalie D. Richards, and this is My Secret to Tell. I'm actually a part of a blog tour that's going to be taking place for this book in October 10th, I believe is the day I picked. And this book is from the author of 6 Months Later, where a young girl wakes up and it's 6 months after she remembers going to sleep. Well, this one is One Promise Changed Her Life, One Confession Could End It. This young girl wakes up one morning and her next door neighbor's brother is in her room. And everyone in town considers him a bad seed. And she's always loved Deacon, so she is not looking to hear it. But he's covered in blood, and now she has to decide, is this guy telling the truth, or is what everyone else has ever said about him the truth? So, and the tagline makes me laugh because it says his smile is a crime. So I'm waiting to see, I can't wait to see how this is done. A lot of people love Natalie's writing. I almost called her Natasha. I don't know why. And 6 months later was really, really hyped on BookTube a couple of months ago, about a year ago. So I'm really excited to see how this one goes. and this one's My Secret to Tell. It's not in the same, I don't think it's in the same world, because I don't think it has anything to do with the same characters, but I'm really excited to see this, because they were saying you could read this as standalone, and this comes out in October.